Welcome to Monday. The weather pattern across the country right now is going to change the trajectory of where Erin's going. It's a good thing because it keeps it out to sea. The bad thing is the exact placement of Erin right now not looking good. It's going to come close enough to the coast that it's going to cause some impacts. We're going to talk about that today. Erin is not the only weather we're going to talk about. We've also got some big storms possible across parts of the plains today. Some of those could get on the strong side, and we're already looking at what could be our next storm way out in the Atlantic. We're going to talk about that here in the video. Let's look at what's going on in the upper levels. This big upper high that's keeping things hot across the central U.S. will continue to just hold on and really instill misery. I don't know if that's a good way to describe it, but some of you continue to bake with these really warm temperatures. The way this high is placed, though, is also going to help protect a lot of folks along the East Coast just because of how our flow is like this. So if you were to follow the upper level winds, this is what we're seeing right now. To the north of this, there go the stronger winds. This is what's going to pick Erin up eventually and make it extra tropical. And off to the east, you've got your subtropical high. So your weakness here between this high and this high is where Erin's going. So it's splitting the goalposts. Look how close it's coming to the coast. It's close enough that there will be some impacts. I'm going to let this go out in time. This is the overnight run of the European, close enough that you got to go, wow, all right. It's a little further west maybe than yesterday. However, there's a lot of consensus still that this storm stays out to sea. There's going to be some coastal impacts. That hasn't changed. That's always been there. And some of those impacts could be pretty impressive too, with some really high waves, dangerous surf. And these could be some waves that cause damage to and coastal erosion. Here comes the winds. As we look at this wind field, as our hurricane moves into the mid-latitudes, this is what happens. It happened with Helene. It's going to happen with this hurricane too. That energy starts to spread out. And as we see that, the wind field expands as well. And that's why from the coastal areas of South Carolina up into North Carolina, these winds inland are going to be gusting still 20 to 30 miles per hour. So once you get maybe out towards Norfolk, you could see gusts up to possibly tropical storm force, especially once you get into the Outer Banks. I'm going to argue that the latest run of the European, this is the early morning run, is putting wind gusts 50 to 60 right here along the Outer Banks, all the way down to Emerald Isle, around the Big Bend, down to Wilmington. Winds start to reduce quite a bit. But this is a strong northeast flow too, and easterly flow into parts of the eastern shore of Virginia, the Tidewater area of Virginia, the coastal areas of North Carolina, into New Jersey, Maryland, all the way north up into Long Island, New York, and then other parts of New England. So with this onshore flow, coastal flooding is going to be an issue. Big waves are going to hit the shore. So the Jersey shore is going to get impacted. And the newest run of the European is putting wind gusts up to 30 to 40. That wind field, I'm telling you guys, it's going to get bigger. It's going to explode. The storm will gain, I guess, size, but the core of the track is still going to be just to the east. That doesn't mean you're not going to feel those impacts. All right. As we go through Friday and Saturday, the storm moves off to the east. Here's a look at the ensemble spaghetti plots. It gives you an idea of what all the members are saying. Everything really curving this out to sea, but you saw those impacts, how wide they're going to be, and it could be dangerous for many of these areas. And here's a look at the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center. Still a major hurricane spinning just to the east of the Bahamas and then curving north and then rapidly moving northeast as we head into the weekend. Let's flip sources here and look at the upper level pattern as we take a look at the precipitable water. If you were to squeeze all the moisture out of the atmosphere, this is where we will see most of that moisture, of course, out here with Erin. And there's also going to be quite a bit hanging around parts of the south. No big deal here, right? It's always always a lot of moisture across the southern United States. However, as we move into the weekend, we do see some changes start to take shape in the upper levels. There goes Erin becoming extra tropical. It's gone at that point as that heat energy starts to dissipate. Not getting into the microphysics, but some pretty cool stuff happens once these things go extra tropical. They're doing the job. The heat engine is transferring heat toward the poles. And now as we move into next weekend, all right, so I'm going to back this up. So the 24th, 25th, 26th, look at this dry air punching in from Canada. Erin is not pulling this dry air in. The weather pattern is definitely changing due to a trough that's swinging in, and that energy is going to start back up into this region. So realistically, you're going to start to see it right here in Western Canada as we move into the 21st, the 22nd. There it comes, the 23rd, and then we drive that cooler air all the way into the mid-Atlantic. This could really take temperatures down. It's going to feel like a taste of fall heading into next weekend and the first part of next week. Here's where the severe weather is going to be today. The strongest storms will be across South Dakota and into Nebraska. Further to the east, we'll see storms fire up later today. Storms right now, or rain showers rather, going through the day today will be ongoing across parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, but then a second round starts to fire heading into the afternoon and evening hours. The time above me is Eastern time, so big storms going across South Dakota into Nebraska into Colorado. Some of these could contain some really gusty winds, hail, and also, I don't know, tornado risk pretty low, but I wouldn't say it's a zero threat. It's just not one of the main threats. More storms firing up too into southern Wisconsin, into Illinois as we head through the evening hours, and that continues to fan east and get stronger as we head through the evening hours. But overnight, we will start to see the storms weaken some, and then tomorrow we'll do it again. Maybe not as strong, though, as our front drops to the south across Kansas, also into Missouri. Look at your temperatures today. We are hot into the 90s again underneath that upper high. Tomorrow, temperatures start to drop back a little bit the further north you go, but here comes the cooling trend, at least for some of you. It's not going to really cool everybody down. Places like Indiana and Illinois, at least back into the 70s, upper 70s anyway, close to 80. All right, across the west, and then we'll quickly move back to the east. It's been relatively quiet out here underneath that upper high. It is hot too, with temperatures today climbing well into the 100s across the southwest. It's getting hotter too across the Pacific Northwest. We've seen a cool down across this region, but temperatures will start to warm up some. And look at this, we could get into the 100s into parts of Montana by Tuesday, even into Wednesday. All right, as we move toward the East Coast, this is, again, what we're watching. Some showers today will start to spread out and blossom as we head into the afternoon across the southeast. We've talked about the showers and storms moving through the upper Midwest, but we're already developing that easterly flow out ahead of Erin as we move into the mid-Atlantic, into the southeast. Here comes Erin on the 3K NAM showing up nicely. A very well-defined eye wall here and a very healthy-looking hurricane anyway, heading into Tuesday. Showers and storms move back into the parts of Ohio, into Indiana as well. It doesn't look like an extreme severe weather event by any stretch, but a few well-welcomed showers across parts of Maine as we move into Wednesday. And here comes Erin chugging north, causing all the problems along the East Coast. Here's a look at your temperatures. Today, it will be hot. All right, that's all I got in this video. By the way, tomorrow, complete update on what's going on in the Arctic. We're going to dig a little deeper into the polar ice, where that stands, and we're also going to look at a few other winter indices and kind of dig a little deeper. So if you like that kind of stuff, subscribe, come back, and I'll see you tomorrow.